6'5" range. Are they similar in what they do, just not just similar in how they look?
Yeah, I think their skill sets are pretty similar. So the good thing about Ohio State is that we have a lot of taller DBs too. So it'll be a good chance to kind of just have big on big and then to see who wins at the end of the day.
They feature the tight end much?
Not really, not that I've seen.
From watching the film, is Clemson maybe about as fearless as throwing the ball to guys that are seemingly covered as maybe any other team you've seen? It seems like Lawrence has a lot of confidence when those receivers are covered to still try to stick one in there.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of confidence in throwing the ball on the field. Obviously, his receivers have put on film that they will make that catch. So I think that's something that we have to be ready for, prepared for, and make the play when those kind of throws are made our way.
If I'm doing the game day cover on Sean Wayne,
Yeah.
how important has he been to what you guys have done on defense, his versatility, his talent?
I think Sean might be the best, most critical player in our defense. I was telling Dame the other day, like, when Sean's not out there, it just feels different. So I think having Sean out there, just doing what he does, kind of maneuver everything. I think it's really, really important. Sort of bullets and BIA and just in his football team.
What makes him so good?
I think his IQ is so high. He always knows what he's supposed to do. He doesn't really. With me and Sean, we don't have to do a lot of talking on the field because we just understand each other. So it's just really a lot of good chemistry throughout the whole secondary with him.
And the struggles that you guys had in the first half against Michigan, how much of that do you think was related to not having him for that game?
I think it was big just because when you go 12 weeks or whatever it is without having him in there and then he's gone, it just avoid each other feel. But I think the guys who stepped in also made a lot of plays. So I think that it was a learning experience for everybody.
In terms of just personality, he's a quiet guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you kind of describe him?
He's quiet on the field, quiet on in person, but like when he makes a play, you feel him. I think it's kind of like he kind of turns on the switch though. So like when he hits someone, it's like he goes crazy. And we don't see that unless it's Saturday. So we got to take advantage of that.
How close are you?
I mean, we're close. I mean, everyone in the secondary is really close. We consider ourselves like a brotherhood.
Jeff was reading up on Clemson a little bit and found some interesting things about the way that they've not only played this season, but just over the past several years, this era of their football. They've won 50 in a row when they've scored first.
Really?
50. And I keep looking, is that right? It's right. They've won 50 in a row. And I'm wondering, when you've studied them, obviously you don't know 50 games, but when you've studied them this year, you mind stepping this over to your right? When you've watched them this year, do you have an explanation of why? Can you see why they've been able to get up on teams and keep them down the way they have?
I mean, I think when you're a team like Clemson, when you're able to maybe score first, it might kind of destroy teams' morale. So maybe they might plan on attacking teams that way. But for us, I feel like we never get too high, never get too low. We have an experienced secondary, experienced defense, so we've been in our fair share of dogfights. And I mean, if they do score first, I feel like record's meant to be broken. So 50-50 can end on Saturday.
That's one of my curiosities is how you build on that. Is obviously you all start fast and you want to get teams down and you want to control that. Can you just explain why the beginning of this game may have great importance?
Yeah.
You want to be the team setting the tone.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a team that kind of sets the tone. But I mean, something that we understand is that it's a heavyweight fight. So if they punch us, we'll brush it off, get back up, and we'll throw our punch, and then we'll just see who recovers better from that first punch.
You've had a lot of success in your third year, in your 3 years here, but you haven't been in the playoffs yet. How excited are you to finally get here, to being so close to 3 years?
I'm excited because I was talking to my friend at OU, and I was just kind of asking him, like, how are the playoffs? Like, is it a different feel? He was like, yeah, playoffs are just different. Like, he doesn't want to explain it. It's just like a different environment, different feel to it. So I'm just kind of ready to soak it all in, live in the moment, and have fun on Saturday.
Who's the friend?
Trey Brown, corner OU.
How would you say your year has gone out? For a finalist, it's been a great year, but how would you describe it?
I think it's gone really well. But starting from that Rose Bowl last year and the conclusion of it, Coach Mick just kind of sat me down, told me that I have a lot of talent. Just have to bring it out, be consistent every day. So I think going into the offseason, just want to be consistent. Everything I do, want to be a good leader for the younger guys. So I kind of set my work ethic at a different level. And then it's kind of cool to see you reap the fruits of your labor, I would say. So this season's kind of been surreal, blessing, really humbling, and I'm excited to just see what these next couple weeks hold for the whole team.
And I know your mind is not on anything beyond this game and hopefully the next game, but you're not blind to what the draft talk is and all that stuff. Is there an urgency? Most people expect you to go. Is there an urgency for you to make the most of this opportunity?
I wouldn't say it's an urgency. I think it's just I kind of feel like I owe it to the younger guys, the older guys, to be at my best. So I don't really worry about my situation. Sometimes it kind of feels weird. I worry about the other guys. I mean, the seniors who might be their last game, the younger guys who kind of look up for leadership. I think I just have to be at my best. So just to do my part and the way everything plays out.
Are you even thinking about that yet?
I haven't had a chance to sit down with my family because the season just goes so fast. And it's just you never really have a chance to just press pause and kind of bask in the moment.
Did your family come out, or will they be out?
Yeah, they'll be out. They'll get out here maybe Thursday, Friday.
Okay, so tomorrow you have Christmas without them.
Yeah.
It's a weird, not typical. It's happened before. Cotton Bowl, I guess.
Yeah. Nah, Cotton Bowl was cool because I was actually in the city, my city.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. So Cotton Bowl was cool. So it's just been a second year having really the first year actually because we flew out last year on Christmas, so we kind of did Christmas a little bit. Right. So it's really the first year that we haven't been together as a family, but I'm grown now.
A little video clip, just say like Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays,
Okay.
Go Bucks, something like that.
Merry Christmas and go Bucks.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I came in late, but just kind of what are your overall thoughts? Trevor Lawrence and the offense, Clemson's offense, what do they do well to attack defenses from what you've seen off the field?
They do a really good job of just attacking DBs as far as their leverage, tracking them on the field, high point in the football. He puts the ball in really hard places for a DB to make play on. So just for us, it's about being detailed in our technique and to being violent at the catch point.
Yeah. Aside from Justin, of course, is Trevor Lawrence the best quarterback in the country, if you think?
Yeah, I think he's up there. He's in the top tier quarterbacks. Obviously, you have him, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts. I think all the playoffs quarterbacks are really good.
Jeffrey, one of the things that when people look at Clemson and they say, boy, they've won 28 in a row and they're national champs and they've been at this level a lot, how confident could they be, right? I mean, of course, they've been here, they've done that, the guys that know what's up. Yeah. How confident are you all?
We're really confident. I mean, I think that, like you said, when you return a lot of starters, when you kind of go through the regular season in the fashion that we did as far as dominating teams, the confidence builds up and up. Justin builds a lot of confidence throughout the year. JK is running better than he ever has. So I think that everything's kind of clicking on all cylinders. We're going to come back healthy on Saturday, so I'm excited. Coach Day has us fired up.
Why? In that, obviously, there's no reason to not be fired up, right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest game you're going to play. But why specifically does he have this team motivated?
Just because of the journey that we've been through. People were counting us out before the season even started. And it's kind of feel like we kind of felt this year that we kind of had to earn our respect. So even when we think we've earned our respect, it's just something just always seems to happen that shows that we haven't earned our respect. So it's just about going out there, proving every Saturday that show the world who we know we are.
It's just funny that Clemson is 128 in a row, defending national champion. You just talked about how people didn't respect you. It's like it's a theme to this game somehow.
Yeah.
For two 13-0 teams. How do you explain that?
It's weird to think about. I mean, they won 28 straight defending national championships. They're at number 3. We felt like that we've did a good job of dominating all the teams that we've played. To get the number 1 ranking, that's fine. So it's just about showing on Saturday that they feel like they have their things going there. We feel like we have things going our way. So we feel like Saturday it will show who really earns that respect.
About Clemson's passing game and what you have to do, other than just kind of play your game, what are the keys that you're going to have to really execute to be able to slow them down in the passing game?
I think it'll be about not doing the same thing every single time. When we start doing the same thing every snap in games like this, teams start to pick up on that. So just mixing up your tendencies. I would say tackling really well, and just don't get too high or too low on yourself. They make a big play. They're good players too. So just getting up, lining up. Next step, having a short memory like cornerbacks are supposed to have.
The change to until this year with Jeff Hafley, you guys pretty much did play the same way
Yeah.
all the time with press coverage. How much has that really helped to mix in the zone, mix in different things?
It's helped a lot just because, I mean, it's been a lot of coaches that come up to our defense at the end of the game and just tell them that they didn't know what we were in. So it's just about mixing it up and kind of being really versatile in things we're able to do.
And Jeff obviously has got 2 jobs on his mind, Jeff Hafley.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys haven't seen any effect of that. He's been all in with you guys. Is that right?
Yeah, he's been all in. I mean, he obviously knows that. I mean, he's leader of the secondary of this defense, along Coach Madison. So he owes it to not just us, but himself to finish season strong.
Thanks.
Clemson has a bunch of big, fast, long receivers. Is this a challenge that you really get excited or jacked up for going against one of the nation's top receiver groups?
Definitely. I think anytime that our secondary has a chance to go against a receiver core that's as good as them, we'll welcome it. So I think that we're really excited to have a chance to show what we're capable of doing.
Jackson Carman's a guy that really considered Ohio State during the recruiting process. Do you know him at all?
I don't.
Did you happen to cross paths with any of their players during the recruiting process? Do you know anybody on Clemson's team?
I actually don't. No, actually I do. Amari Rogers. Yeah, me and him pretty cool.
How do you know him?
Camp maybe. Visit. I don't know. We just talk every now and then. Just wish him good luck after he hurt his ACL, and then told him that his ability to come back from the injury so fast and score that touchdown against Syracuse was really inspiring.
When you guys are in man-to-man, do you expect to be the guy that locks up on T. Higgins, or does it really not matter because they've got a couple of guys that are high-level guys?
Yeah, I think it doesn't necessarily matter just because our secondary has such good players all around. So I think if I'm guarding him, if Damon's guarding him, Sean's guarding him, Cam Seven, I think that they know what the expectation is being Ohio State DB.
It seems like they can sometimes just dominate with sheer size while the 6'4" guys back there. Do you guys match up as the cornerback position as good about maybe as anybody would you feel in the country because you're so lengthy and tall and great size to go with the athleticism back there at the corner spot?
Yeah, I think so. I think Ohio State's done a really good job recruiting guys that are not necessarily big, but we do have our fair share of bigger DBs. With me being 6'1", Sean 6'1", Damien 6 foot, 7, 6'1". So everyone, we have bigger DBs, and I think that it makes the height advantage not so big.
They do a great job of high pointing the ball, and even at your size, you're still going to give up 3 inches to several of those guys. What's kind of the key to defending a receiver when you know he's got a height advantage? And I guess sometimes they can put the ball in a place to where you just can't go up and get it if it's perfectly thrown.
I mean, I think 50-50 means 50-50, so we both have an equal chance to get it, and it's just about who gets the ball. I think that we have to come out with the ball in our hand more times than they do. That'll be a big point in having a good showing as a secondary.
Jeff, when the game here happened in 2016, you committed to Ohio State, 3 days later? Something like that?
Yeah.
Did you watch that game though?
I did.
I know that the past doesn't matter, but this Clemson staff is the exact same as it was then.
Yeah.
Is there something that can still be gained from watching that old game and seeing what they do schematically, or is it completely thrown out the window?
Yeah, I think I wanted to, but it wouldn't make any sense because they have a new quarterback. We have like almost all new players on the defense, so I think I could watch it, but I wouldn't really be gaining too much insight from watching that just because there's so much different things going on.
Have you seen? I mean, has there been any review of that game at all?
No, we don't watch that game.
Is there any source of motivation you can take from that? Just even though you weren't a part of that, just to say, hey, I don't remember that game, but don't want it to happen again this time.
It's hard to just do that because a lot of the guys that were there for that game aren't here anymore. Yeah. From a defensive standpoint, from a head coach, player standpoint. So I think that we just look at it as a new challenge. I mean, a lot of guys, it'll be our first playoff game, and we kind of see it as a new challenge.
Jeff, you had talked about earlier in the